Well, I was very excited to get the honor to be the Ag in the Classroom for Arkansas Teacher of the Year. Actually, a year ago, I went to a workshop at K-State, and when I was there, my sister went too, she's a science teacher. I said, I'm gonna win that award next year. That's gonna be my goal. And so I was really driven to document, everything all year. Before COVID, I guess, I was starting to kind of lay the footprint of using the farm-to-table kind of method throughout my classes in general. And so being an urban school, to get your kids out on a farm in Damascus or Lamar or Fayetteville or wherever it is, I kind of stepped back and I tried to think of where we could show the kids different aspects of where their food come from, who is involved in it, how do they get it, what choices they're going to make. And I kind of always call it my food journey, and that's the overall goal here, is to educate them on their journey, not to tell them what journey to take, but show them all the different facets of the journey. And so it works in so fluidly with what I'm already doing, but it just adds this extra layer of excitement to the kids and investigation, and then of course bringing it back here and getting to actually apply it in our classroom. Being here at Conway High School, I'm actually a family consumer science teacher, and so everybody's kind of astonished that I'm the ag person for this, but we are in a very urban setting here, and so most of my kids in my classes, they're a little more low income, and so they're not the kids shopping at Whole Foods and the farmer's market necessarily. And I think it's really important to teach that aspect of where our food comes from. So with that, my mission is not only to teach them about food, because we're in my lab, it's once we get the food, the raw food, what do we do with it? And how do we eat it? And how do we eat it more with a healthier twist to it? And how do we enjoy it? And I wrote a grant for a hydroponic garden. There are quite a few family consumer science teachers around the state who have them. And I really wanted an option to be able to have my own fresh herbs year-round. I wanted the kids to see the process every day. We only get to go to a farm 4 times a year, so that they could come in and watch it and see what's happening. The kids put it together. We planted all of our little pods, and after we got back from Christmas break, there were little tiny buds coming up, and they were so excited. And they'd run over and tell me, oh my gosh, this one's come out of the dirt, this one's come out of the thing. And then it had a leaf, and then it had some stuff on it. And then we would pull the herbs off and we would smell them and taste them. And most of them had never had a fresh herb. They didn't know dill or oregano or basil, unless it had been dried and sprinkled on a pizza maybe or something. And then we had baby tomatoes. And now we have fairy tale eggplants that are flowering. And so the kids are the caretaker of the garden. They have to water it. They've got to give it its food. And then they have to trim it back and harvest. And so we harvested herbs last week. So our herbs are pretty shabby now. But we sent herbs home with kids who had learned what to do with them in the lab. And we do have a large school here, and so the footprint of our campus is huge. And so, if you can, make an impact, I guess, on my kids and the kids that I have every year, then that may be a positive impact lifelong that they could have.